afternoon. My name is Joanna Torok, and I'm a co-owner of a mobile food unit in Houston, Texas. I think that we all can agree that health and safety carry utmost importance in these discussions on the mobile food ordinance changes. As a vendor, a business owner, and a customer, I couldn't agree with you more. That being said, we've heard both the Bureau Chief of Consumer Health, Patrick Key, and the Houston Fire Department Chief, Joe Leggio, say that these ordinance changes can be regulated by their current departments. Now, the part of these discussions that worry me is when we begin discussing health and safety, then we shift into talks on competition and protecting existing businesses. One of the many great things about being a United States citizen is that we have the Constitution. And under the Constitution, we're protected by the 14th Amendment, the right to earn an honest living free from protectionism or arbitrary regulation. We should feel very fortunate right now, as other cities are facing much larger hurdles because of arbitrary regulations they've imposed on mobile vendors by way of proximity restrictions. El Paso, Lexington, Atlanta, Las Vegas are just a few of the examples of the cities who have gone or are about to go to federal court to settle their differences. We have an opportunity here to work together and figure out what's best for our city, for the small business owners of today, and for the general public. I think we should all pay very close attention to the issues at hand and our discussions moving forward. We must ask ourselves, are we really discussing health and safety, or are we pushing the boundaries and trying to protect other businesses in our free market? I'm here to ask City Council to consider our right to earn an honest living and to approve these reasonable changes that we have presented to Council.
Thank you. Councilmember Wong.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. coming down here. Presenting your case, asking a reasonable thing is that you want to earn a living reasonably, and it is the right, and it's protected by the Constitution. How long have you been in the business, in the mobile business here?
3 years.
3 years. And is it successful?
What's your definition of success?
Well, it means that you make some profit, do you?
I also in my spare time work full-time, so it's not as successful as I would have hoped it to be.
And you have friends in the business, do you?
Sure, we all have friends.
Are they successful too? Or?
Some are, some are not.
Some of them are not.
Some of them are not. Many of them are not.
Many of them are not.
I've actually seen people open up and then within one day shut down and sell their truck because it's not worth it to them. The people that are successful and are still operating today are dedicated to seeing this industry improve.
I really support the changes. However, I also balance out the other side. They say it's an unfair competition. The advantage is on your side too much. And is there any way that we can compromise the rights to do fair market? Because I do not support I do not support over-regulation of businesses. But sometimes, we need to continue to balance out on this side and this side, making sure that everybody is going to have a win-win situation.
I think that's fair. I think that in this situation, not everyone's going to be happy and there are going to be compromises, and I think both sides are willing to get there. But my purpose today was to talk about the reasons why we're meeting today, which is to talk about the health and safety changes. These ordinance changes that we're presenting are under the guise of being there to increase health and safety. We had Patrick Key come up and say that he thinks the health would be fine. Regulating that would be fine if we lift the 100-foot distance between tables and chairs. We had Joe Leggio step up and say his department right now could regulate those ordinance changes as well. I think competition is something that's natural in the business world today, and that's not up to us to decide regulations in place to hinder one industry over another. So I think we should just really focus on health and safety.
Well, I've listened to the chief and also from the department, the health department, as well the fire department testifying here, and I know exactly what it is. If they send us memo, I don't have a problem with the health issues or the fire issues. But the issue that I really have is that trying to balance out the interest of both the restaurateurs and also you guys. That's what it is. And is there any way that we can reach a compromise? That's my question, is that making sure that, well, I don't say that they're happy, but at least they say, well, it's okay, it's not that bad. to move this ordinance forward? That's my question to you.
Sure, everybody can compromise.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Brooks.
Hello, I'm not gonna be hard on
Thank you.
you. I have here some different issues on food trucks. This came out of Kentucky, where a car was damaged and bystanders hurt at a school fundraiser where a heavily constructed grill was being fueled by a 40-pound propane cylinder attached to a trailer. If it wasn't for the fire chief being there, he evacuated the people. The cars and the trucks and everything else would have blown up. People have been hurt. I have another one here. This is about Cleveland, Ohio, where danger of propane tanks being shot at, stray bullets, etc. This is what I'm talking about.
I don't
This is public
understand that
safety.
one. Someone was shooting a gun at a propane tank
Yep.
in Ohio.
Yep.
Okay.
This is Tobacco, New York. A man was driving his Fritz and Mills food truck when it exploded in Tribeca last month. Have been charged with reckless endangerment, officials said this week. Here's another one. This is closer to home. This is Washington, D.C. D.C. Firefighters Association, Local 36, immediately caused an uproar when it hit Twister Feeds yesterday. They're against food trucks being downtown. That's all we're talking about. I want you, but not downtown. Here's another one.
Okay.
Food truck destroyed in CNE propane explosion. Toronto police said propane was the cause of an explosion that destroyed a food truck at the Canadian National Exhibit grounds. So, all I'm saying is, motion to extend.
Second.
All I'm saying is that I have information that backs up what I'm saying. It could be catastrophic. And I don't care if you got the fire chief or the president of the United States saying different. I don't want to be around a food truck downtown Houston. If somebody can go crazy, berserk, and make one wrong move with a food truck, what it will do is it will be catastrophic for the people downtown. And that's not good. Now, if you can cook with just some wood and do it the old-fashioned way, I would not be saying that today. But a propane tank, increasing it from 20 pounds to 40 pounds, is dangerous, and I have the information right here.
So you're fine with 20-pound tanks then?
I'm not fine with any
Well, then
propane
how
tank
come restaurants
downtown.
can have propane tanks in their heaters right now downtown? 20-pound tanks. They pull an extra permit.
They're
We would
outside.
happily pull an extra permit to be in your downtown area. We can be in the energy corridor right now. We could be in the Galleria area right now. There are lots of other populated areas where we can be. Why not downtown? There's already propane down here. If the fire marshal himself says that he can regulate that, if we follow these ordinances, which we do, every unit is inspected, every tank is looked at, they should be in barred cages. If that is followed, he does not have concerns. Now, if you don't believe him, I think that is a major internal issue that you and Joe Leggio need to sit down and talk about, because that is a city official a department that we trust in every day, and you should as well.
I spoke to Joe Leggio,
So did I.
and I will tell you this privately, what he said. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
I've
for
sent a
coming down.
request to meet with every single one
Thank
in
you for
person.
coming down, but
Thank you.
I'm not gonna jeopardize and vote for something that I know
I think
could
that's
cause
very clear.
problems.
Thank you.
Okay?
Absolutely.
I'm just one vote. You gotta convince
I know
15
you
others.
are.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you so much.
And Ms. Sarlon.